This conference will now be recorded.
All right, good afternoon and welcome to the Clear Lines training session. I'm your host, Kipp Cohen. We'll be here for the next just a little less than an hour to answer your questions about the Clear Lines indicator running on the Medved Trader platform. This is a twice weekly training session every Tuesday and Thursday at 3 o'clock Eastern. It is geared for the subscribers of Clear Lines or for those that have interest in learning more about Clear Lines as well as the Medved Trader platform and equity-alerts.com. Today is Thursday, the 12th of August, 2021. This session is being recorded and will be posted to our YouTube page. You can get to that by going to equity-alerts.com, and then at the top of the page, click the YouTube link. If you need help outside of this training session, you can reach me by email, kip@equity-alerts.com, or you can call or text me on my cell phone, 972-841-8886. Today's session, I did want to spend some time focusing on how to utilize the alerts on the Medved Trader platform. These are the drawing line alerts. And then I will take some additional questions as well. So the Medved platform does have a lot of different features to it. A lot of the features we don't even use. There's so many. Lots of different drawing tools that I don't use. There are there's a scanner built into it that I don't use. There's a lot of features. It's a great platform. I've pretty much honed in the indicators that I like to use and the way I like to use the platform. It works for me. If you find something that works great for you, more power to you. I encourage everybody to experiment with the platform and learn about it and see if there's things that you can add to it that might improve your trading. But again, the subject today, the initial focus, and then I know I've got a couple questions. The initial focus today was on using the drawing tool called Alert Line. So first of all, you want to make sure on your settings, if you hit I call it the Rubik's Cube, but it's the dashboard button. It's the 4 little colored squares, and go to settings. You can also get to that by off your index window, go into File, and then go to Settings. Under Charts and General, you're going to see something that says Annotations Unique per Chart. So if it's checked, you might want to uncheck it, because if you uncheck it, like when you have charts that are linked together, like I have all these linked, the blue push pin. If I draw on one, it carries it over to the other 3. So if you don't have that, it's only going to draw it on the one chart that you draw on if it's checked. So it's up to you how you use it. Again, you go to your settings, and then under general charts, if you have this checked, it's only going to work on the one chart that you're drawing on. If you have it unchecked, it'll draw it on any charts that are linked. Okay. So I can pick any chart. I'm just going to go to my 1 minute. And then, so if you click on any one of these, it's going to highlight it. So that'll be the one that defaults whenever you use the drawing with your mouse. So my actual preset default is the Fibonacci retracement. So when I want to use the alert line, I have to select it here. Once I've done that, then I can draw. So there's two ways, a couple different ways you can draw. You put your mouse over the chart, you can hold down the left button and then start extending. And you'll notice you can move it up and down. So if you're wanting an exact horizontal line, then you have to be at 0. If you're not at 0, it's not going to let you adjust the price. The easiest way to get it to 0 is to put your finger on the shift button on the keyboard and then hold down your left mouse and extend right and then let go of both. That will draw a perfect horizontal line. And then if you right click on it, you'll see price, and you can change that price to whatever you want it to be. So if I want it to be 244.90, then that alert line is going to move all the way up to 244.90. If I want to change it, I can go down and go, oh, it just hit it 50. Okay. So you can adjust it wherever you need the price to be, as long as it's on the 0 line. If it is not on the 0 line, then there's no adjustment for price, because you're now drawing just a line for it to cross through, not price, just wherever the line is. It's not any, because if it's vertical, crossways, then it's not an exact number. So if you right click over the line, you can go into the editor, which is this little box right here. It's the third box on the left side down, edit the alert. This will allow you to actually see whatever any other alerts you might have open. It'll tell you what conditions are set. So this is cross trend line up or down, and it says up or down. Both, you can pick up, you can pick down. You can base it off the last, the bid, or the ask. And then there are notifications. So you can have a pop-up alert window, flash on the taskbar, highlight row, play a sound, and you can select different sounds from on your computer. I have system alarm 10 set. And then there's one other really great feature called sharing. Yes, Jim, you can email it. Under sharing, you can click this little button here. So it gives you different features. You can email, you can send a text, you can send a Twitter, or you can send a stock twits. So I have mine set to text. So I put Medved Trade servers, I put my cell phone number and my provider. And then what'll happen is whenever it triggers, I get a text message. If you want to do an email, then just go click right here, select email. Again, use the Medved Trade servers and then put your email address in there, and it should send you an email. Text is probably quicker and better. So I like the texting feature. I like the SMS text. You can only pick one. You can't have both going. It's either only one type of messaging. And then you can delete, if you have any old ones sitting in here, you can just click the delete button and now they're all gone. So let's do that again. I'm going to go through from the beginning, make sure alert line is highlighted, hold down the shift key on your keyboard. Wherever you want to draw that line, hit your left mouse button and then move the mouse, scroll it to the right and release. That will draw an exact 0 line if you hold the shift key. And then you can modify the price by right clicking on the line. So let's do 244.30. You can also change the thickness of the line. There's some additional parameters you can use. And the great thing is you can have 20 or 30 alerts set up, you know. You can have multiple alerts running. This is great for multiple reasons. If you have a specific stock that you're waiting for it to reach a certain pivot point or a Fibonacci level or just a specific price, or you're waiting to get to VWAP. So let's say we're waiting for NVAX to get to this moving average right here. This is the 89 EMA. So I could just grab it and move it right down to the 89. That's the other thing you can do. You can grab it and move it up and down with your mouse. So you can pick and choose where you want to set those alerts. So because like once I get into a trade, I like to set a limit order to get out. I'll set a lot of times you'll see me set an alert where I'm considering exiting based on where my stop point would be. So if I wanted to set two alerts on this, a high one and a low one, I can do that as well. So I can kind of wrap the price above and below. If I'm waiting for it to break out or break down, I will get notified either way. All right. And then if I'm not watching NVAX, and let's go to another stock. Let's go to GameStop. Sorry. So bracket trades are broker based. If your broker permits you to set brackets, you can do brackets. It's strictly broker based. TD, you can, but you have to turn off advanced orders. It's kind of backwards. Does the alerts to text you on the futures overnight? It would if you had your Medved open overnight. You have to have Medved open for this to function. So theoretically, I guess you could do that. Yeah, you could set it. You could set it to that. Like, let me open up. Well, IB does bracket orders. But remember, orders are all broker specific. Yeah, you have to have computer on and Medved open. It's not a server-based alert. It's runs on your computer. All right, so let's do the same thing. We're going to just shift, we'll draw a couple lines. So now it's, I mean, literally that quick. You can start drawing lines like, and then if you go to your dashboard, there is also the alert editor here. So you'll see, here's all the alerts we just set, NVAX and GME. And you'll see the price right here. So you can access the alert editor. Yes, Lindsay does use this platform. Correct. Yeah, we all use the platform. I want to go back to a quick question from right at the open from Alex. He says, the other day you opened up a screen and said, oh, I have to do an update. How do I check if I have to do an update? So if you're on the regular release, not the beta, but just the regular release, all you should have to do is go File, Help, or you can do that if you go to the main dashboard down on the bottom. You can go to the main dashboard on the bottom, open that up, go File, Help, and then check for updates. And it should tell you if you have the latest version. You can go also File, Help, and go to About Medved. That will tell you which version you're on. I'm on 1.1.9350.100. So if I go to, sorry, I had to buy tires today. If I go to Medved and I go to download, okay, the production release will tell you right here the current version is 1.1.9300.1 and when it was released, right? April 15th, 2021. If you click view beta, it'll tell you that the current one is 1.1.9350.100. It was released August 9th, which happens to be the version I'm on. So it depends if you're using the production release or the beta. I like to use the beta because, you know, they're constantly updating. Oh, look, we just got an alert for GME. Look, it just broke the lower price line. And I just got a text. GME at 163.18 crossed the trend line going down past 163.1985. So I literally just got that text on my Apple Watch. So again, it's up to you if you want to use the beta version or not. I just like to because, you know, they're constantly making updates to it and enhancements. And I prefer to, you know, be on whatever the most recent. I don't mind being. There's never been an issue with any of their betas, so I don't have a problem with it. All right, let's see. And then you can either once you'll see the alert pop up down at the bottom, and I can either just close it or I can delete it. If you hit the red X, it deletes that alert. See, it just went away. And then again, if I want to go back and delete any of them, I can do it here. There's also an alert log, and it gives you all of the alerts for the day, and it tells you what time they occurred. That's really cool too. Trend up, trend down. Like I had one trigger in the pre-market this morning on the S&P. So we can delete that one. Now, if we want to set a new alert, let's say we want to wait, we want to alert at VWAP, or just as it's approaching VWAP. So now I've got an alert right down at VWAP, if it gets there. So then we can go on our way and start looking at, you know, look at other stocks. And then if we're not paying attention to GME, if it gets to VWAP, then I'll get a notification. I can go back and look at it. It's very handy if you're in multiple positions. There are other drawing tools that, again, there's just a standard line. So if you just want to draw, trend lines, you can draw trend lines. These are not alert lines. I think you can convert them to an alert line just by right clicking and then going to set alert. It then will turn it into an alert line. So you can do that with any trend line. You can turn it into an alert line. I bet y'all didn't know you could do that too. And if I want to delete annotations, I can delete the annotations. Oops. Hold on. Why did it not delete? Oh, maybe because it's a. There you go. Yeah. So you can just draw. If you're just using the drawing tool, just the regular line, you draw the line and then right click and turn it into an alert. So you don't even have to use the alert line. You can just use a regular line. It's just one additional step. You can draw a box. I don't ever use this, but I guess if you do like Darvis box, what else is there? Triangles. I don't, if you draw, whatever those formations, I forget what they're called. They use little triangles. Blake used to be all about that. I forget the bat. What are they? There's like different. I forget what those are called. Can you write on the chart? Good question. The only way that I know of would be, I don't think there's the ability to actually write, but there is, you can right click and go to share. Save file. And then I think that saved it to the Medved folder. And what it does is, then you could go use like Paint and put notes on it. But you could take screenshots of charts. I don't think there's the ability technically to write on the charts that I know of. Let me just double check. And there was this other tool called Risk Reward. I don't know if y'all have seen this. This is interesting. This is a little tool that you can use to measure risk to reward, like based on entry and exits. Oh, we just got an NVAX. Hold on. Let's go to the chart. So we just broke below on NVAX. Oh, crossed over again. I just got two more text messages because it crossed under it and then back over it. Let's see. Of course, there's the Fibonacci retracement tool that we use. First 15-minute high-low. I haven't been using these that much lately as we used to. I used to use them a lot more. I probably should get back into using the first 15-minute fib levels. But that, the drawing tool is pretty simplistic to use. Any additional questions about the drawing tool or any of the other, I mean the alert line or any of the other drawing tools? Nope. There's a lot of hotkeys too. You can add hotkeys. I don't use hotkeys, so. Whoa, Amazon just ripped. That would have been a good little short up there. Oh, just missed a rollover on Sonos too. Oh man, something happened to Fisker. It rolled over and dumped. All right, so I'm going to clean out all of my alerts. Probably good every once in a while to delete them all if you have a whole bunch of them that you've forgotten about. Coins filling in the gap. Micron's near bouncing finally. Micron's been getting beat down today. Roblox rolling over. Actually, right through VWAP. Could be a little late, but might be a good spot to get short. Problem is there's just not a lot of time left in the day, not a lot of room for it to run. I mean, it could run back to lows of the session, but doubtful that it'll get there in the next 25 minutes. Looking at your chart, how can I see what is above the top price shown to find possible points of resistance? So if you put your mouse over the price on the right side and just wherever, hold down the mouse button, you can pull down and that'll squeeze and you'll see like there's FS2, you'll see those higher, then you can move it again and again. So you can squeeze, release, and then you'll have to go uh, undo it. But just you grab and then you go back the same up, down, to see those support and resistance that are hiding. You can do that on any chart. Just put your mouse over the price, hold down the left button, and then move the up and down. Yeah. Well, Roblox is working. Thought I was a little late, but maybe not. You can also increase and decrease spacing. If you right click over here, there's some additional like dynamic with padding. I don't know the difference. Absolute, sliding window. I think dynamic with padding is the default. These are just different settings for the scaling. That's all. I don't know like specific differences, but it's just scaling. Um, you know, I leave it on the default, dynamic with padding. Paul says the 2 and 8 minute chart does not show up on my screen. Are you talking about what, like you can't see my 2 and 8 minute on your screen? Correct. Yeah, it's probably something that's off on the adjustment on the go-to meeting. You're going to have to mess with it. I don't know why. You should see, because I'm looking at what you guys see. I have a like a little mini screen. So it is showing me projecting all 4 charts, but for whatever reason, you might have to do some resizing or something. Check the settings to see what it's set to. For whatever reason, it's not displaying properly on your computer. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, you should all see all 4. You should see everything on that I normally show. If you're not seeing it, it's probably a setting that you know you might have adjusted or off. Might be a zoom feature that you have turned on. All right. Anything else for today, guys? Any other specific topics for discussion? If not, I'm going to go ahead and end the session today. So some of y'all can hang with Lindsay for the earnings. When you say detach the charts, what do you mean by you tried to detach the charts? Do you try to move them like this? If you put your mouse over the somewhere over yeah, you might have it locked. You'll have to right click over the upper area and make sure you unlock all the visible windows. If they're locked, then you won't be able to be able to move them. So make sure they're unlocked. Just put your mouse over the very upper part of the chart, right click, and then go unlock all visible windows. I put a lock for most people that I set up on there so they don't accidentally close it or mess something up. Alex says, Kipp, in active trading, specifically the magic layout, can you talk a little bit as to using the charts in combination with the arrows to time my entry? So, yeah. So you'll notice, you're going to get arrows up and down on a lot of them on the half minute, okay, you're going to get less on the 1 and then a lot less on the 2. So depending on um, depending on if you want to try to get in a little early, will determine if you wait or not. It's kind of a catch-22, I'll tell you. Okay. I prefer to see an arrow, 1 or 2 arrows on the half and 1 arrow on the 1 minute, with CCI in the red on the half and preferably on the 1. So like here on Roblox. So this was obviously a late entry, right? Already had multiple down arrows, well into the red on the CCI, right? On the half. The 1 minute already had multiple down arrows, already in the red on the CCI. The 2 minute already in the red. Here's your, so after the first down arrow following the last green one. So what happens is if you're a little late, like this was late, you fall into that potential of the bounce. The flip side is if you get in just a tad too soon, you could get faked out, and then it, especially a half minute will fake you out. So I prefer half minute, 1 minute, both having down arrows confirmed, meaning it's into the next interval, and the CCI in the red. That's what I prefer. I don't care as much as about the 2, but at least I want the half and 1. So let's find another example. Hold on, let me close this. Let's find something else that might be rolling over. I want to find something that kind of looks right. Okay, let's just watch Amazon for a minute. Okay. Medved does have a built-in tutorial right here. File, help. They have support forum, and then they have help right here. They have a built-in tutorial. Okay, so Amazon, half minute rolled over, got a down arrow, CCI's in the red. But look at the 1 minute. No down arrow, no red yet. So this would be risky to even think about it at this point. And the 2 minute, obviously nothing there yet. And the 8 minute still pointing up. But let's continue to watch. We have time. We'll stick around. Actually, we now have an up arrow on the half minute. The half is going to give you back and forth arrows quite frequently. Now it looks like it's going to break out. So I want to find, okay, here's an example. Down arrow on the half minute on Facebook. Lines have already crossed over, CCI in the red. 1 minute, down arrow confirmed, not in the red yet. 2 minute also beginning of a down arrow. It's not locked in yet. CCI going down the hill. So this is close. This is very close. At the open, half minute. That's all I'm focused on the poppers. And it's moving fast. Yeah, you got to be quick. And I'm watching price and bid and ask and all right. Facebook is now we're getting an up arrow on the 1 minute. See, and we got an up arrow on the half minute. So it flipped. Oh, now it's trying to roll again. Let me go back to Amazon real quick. Nope, breaking out. All right, let me go back to Facebook. Facebook it's trying. Another down arrow on the, oh, crap. See, that's the problem when they just dump like that. You can't even get in. They drop so fast. That's the hard part when they move real quick. Plus, we're right at the end of the day, which kind of sucks. But let's see how, we're committed. Half one and two are all down arrows and pointing down. And the CCI is red on the half and the one. It hasn't gone red on, well, actually, it's moved into negative. See this negative number down at the bottom? So it's moving into the red. You just don't see it yet. And the 8 minutes crossing over. That's a good sign. Eight's crossing. And we've got now the HMAs have both crossed over red on the half. One has gone red on the 1 minute. The other one is almost red. The second HMA. On the 2 minute, we have one red HMA, the faster one, the 8 SMMA. So we're getting signals. We're kind of starting to fire off signals on all the charts that we're in pullback. And now we're bouncing. S&P is bouncing. Obviously, right, trying to do one of these right at the close is not the best because you get the end of the day volatility. SPY just ripped right back to the highs of the day, literally, like just flew back up. I mean, literally, SPY just jumped. That's crazy. All right, Facebook's starting to roll again. We're not going to get it here. Anyway, all right. Any other questions? Sorry. Any other questions for today? I want to thank you guys for tuning in. And again, this session was recorded, so it will get posted to our YouTube page. If you need some help outside of this, don't hesitate to contact me, email at kip@equity-alerts.com. Have a great evening. I will see most of you guys tomorrow morning. Good night, all.